A Lagos-based lawyer and human rights activist, Evans Ufeli, has filed a lawsuit against the West African Examinations Council, WAEC, and Nigeria's Minister of Education over the conduct of the 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination. Ufeli claims that the examination process subjected students to inhumane and unsafe conditions, alleging that students were forced to write exams in poorly lit and unsafe environments, with some sessions extending as late as 8 p.m. In the suit filed at the Federal High Court in Lagos, Ufeli argues that the May 2025 English language exam was held under unlawful and degrading circumstances. Ufeli is requesting the courts to order a resit of all affected exams under proper conditions and to award 100 billion naira in damages for the trauma and rights violation suffered by the students. And joining us in the studio live is Evans Ufeli himself, is a lawyer and education rights campaigner. Evans, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Good evening.
I must say, what prompted you to take this legal action against, WAEC and the Ministry of Education regarding the 2025 West Africa Senior Certificate Examination? And not JAMB. I'm surprised JAMB isn't in this lawsuit as well.
I sued JAMB before now.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
I take that back.
Yes. So the case is already ongoing. Now, I'm a social reform advocate. I do not believe that we should all be lethargic or foot drag when issues are going wrong in society. The lawyer is the first respondent to societal issue. And when we have difficulties or institutional breakdown like this, I mean, I know when I wrote WAEC, they will put and arrange the timetable in such a way that you have sufficient daylight, okay, to write the exam. Why make it that late to nightfall, and then you start to conduct that exam? So, I mean, the well-being and safety of our students and our citizens must not be sacrificed on the altar of ineptitude. An institution is supposed to function optimally. Because when you conduct exam in the night, what exactly are you teaching the students? Because that exam is to increase and test their mental faculty, okay, their inner faculty, to check whether they are ready to, advance educationally.
Right.
Okay, so it's supposed to be well organized. Apart from the question you are asking them, the conduct, the way you go about the logistical arrangement and all that, it needs to reflect that you are truly a body that is testing students' capacity and capability. If you do not have capacity, if you see battling with incompetency and all, you have no moral rectitude to put any student on that test. Putting them on that test in the night, how would they be able to recollect and give their best to the system? So that is wrong. And we must all be watchdogs. I've seen people on the internet talking about the lawyer went to court. Why must he go to court? Who's going to collect the money? The lawyer is looking for money. The lawyer is hungry. And when I respond to say, you have no idea where I am in life. You've not come close at all. I am not doing this for any reason to earn money or to get gratification or whatsoever. It's because I live in Nigeria and I want my country to be great. Okay, this country did all it could to stop me. From when I wrote my JAMB to WAEC, there was a lot of problems. Sometimes you give people courses they do not apply for and things like that. Those are human rights issues. It's just that we don't take them serious.
So why not the crux of the problem be the education system in and of itself, right? Because if we've had incidents of JAMB, what we saw with the JAMB examination, we're now having the incident of WAEC itself, and also the strikes, and because WAEC might cite and tell you that this is a foundational problem with Nigeria. They had logistical issues, they had issues with printing, transportation issues that they could not readily solve because the Nigerian factor stepped into it. So why not go after the minister?
They give an excuse. No, the minister has joined the suit.
It's joined the suit.
The Minister of Education is joining the suit.
Okay.
We couldn't have just gone ahead without the Minister of Education that's supposed to supervise overall. Okay, the excuse they gave is that some of the exam papers leaked. Okay? But if you notice that, why is it that you are now taking that same test the same day? why can't you postpone that paper to another date so that you can set fresh question? Even after the excuse,
right?
The alleged leaked paper was still the one that was presented to them that night, because somebody sent it to me before the exam. So, and it's still the same paper, same paper that leaked that they offered them that night to write.
So we're seeing all these leaks that were in the system and all this break in the system. What then are the legal grounds that are, that are underlying on your? What legal grounds are you, underlining on? Are you relying on in your lawsuit?
If you look at the Constitution, the fundamental rights. Okay, you look at the Child Rights Act from section 23, 24, 25 down. You see the rights of the Nigerian students. Okay, spelled out clearly what it should be. One of it is their right to education, okay, their rights to safety. All that were compromised, okay? And when you ask students to write exam at that time of the day, when will they get home? Are you not thinking about their safety getting home? So all that were violated by WAEC itself, and they have come out to apologize. But we are saying apology is not enough. Apology is not enough. You need to ameliorate the damage, the psychological trauma you cause these students, okay? And that is why the lawsuit is critical. It's critical to address the issue of human rights violation, okay? And damages must be paid to those students for that, because in civilized countries, if you take children through that kind of experience, okay, you are damaging their future. You are putting them under serious risks and tension. Right. Okay, a country must not do that to its citizens, no matter what the situation, whether it is logistical breakdown or institutional failure or whatever it is. The country must ensure that the lives and property of its citizens must be safeguarded.
And what outcomes then are you hoping to achieve from this legal action, both for the affected students and the education system itself? Because I will tell you that also in my time, I don't know if we wrote all the way as late as 8 p.m., but examination papers were late. And even though I was in a boarding school, before we'd go, if you're waiting for 9 o'clock, they'd be like, papers are not ready yet, so go back to your classes. And you go, we're always happy we had enough time to read and jack, before we could go back to the examination hall. But I do remember us writing as late as 5 p.m. We should have been done, say 2, 3 p.m. and make it in time for dinner at the dining hall, or maybe make it in time for afternoon prep ahead of your dinner.
5-6 is still amenable, it's okay, but talking about 8 p.m. with torchlight and the rest of that, that it doesn't show any sense of seriousness. And you talk about to what end is this suit?
The outcome.
The outcome is first, legal action does a lot in society. When you put up a legal action against a respondent, first, it makes them to sit up, okay? It employs the services of a third party, the judicial system, that have the power to sanction, okay, to look at the case and proffer redress. Okay, whichever way the redress goes is not our business. What is important is that it's on record, okay, that at some point in our history, students who had their rights violated, who went to court through a counsel, and whether the court grants the prayers fully or partly or whatsoever, it is a way to advance society, and it is a way to document judicial precedents. So it has a lot of advantages, okay? So, but for those who are criticizing that action, I cannot help the huge deposit of their ignorance. Right. And that's not my duty. My duty is to ensure that I do what is required of me, because I live in this society, and I want to see this society progress. And that is why that action was right. It was not for any other reason, purely altruistic.
Evans, I must say thank you. Evans Ufeli, he's a lawyer, and he is slammed WAEC and the education minister with $100 billion lawsuit regarding the failure of the WAEC English language examination for 2025. Once again, Evans, many thanks for coming. I appreciate you for doing this.